Greetings and welcome to the Talk to Me America show, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me in a few minutes and tell them like it is. I'll let you know when I'm opening the phone lines. Of course, thank you for being here. Greetings, welcome everyone. It is Thursday night once again, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which some people think that that's the only thing that exists, which it doesn't. Thankfully, it doesn't, because it would get dark here at, let's see, it would get dark here, maybe, I don't even know. I don't know. Something came to my head and went right back out. What can I tell you? I am Laura the Goddess, your hostess, coming to you from, Here's What I Heard on, we are live on Odysee, on YouTube, and on Rumble. I think I finally got all of this figured out. Either that or Rumble is a little easier to use now, although you have to get a different STMP each time. That's kind of a pain in the butt. Let's see. All right. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. Of course, you know how to support the channel. Please share out to everyone. Welcome everybody. Let's see who we got here so far. And of course, I'll give out my usual plugs. All right, 12 people so far. All right, Badass Brad Allen, Old Salty Dog. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet, for the library coin. Everything is all much appreciated. See, he knows how to support the channel. Of course, there's a cash option on there. You can hit me up on PayPal. I'm working on getting something else, but they're actually trying to block people now from deleting their accounts. It's gotten so bad with people taking off of them, and it's like you have to call somebody and ask for permission. It's like, wait a minute. You're a bank. This is a voluntary thing. There should be some kind of a law against that. I'm pretty sure there is. Old Salty Dog, White Wings, welcome to the show. American Ink Music. Some of our kick-ass rock and rollers there. Make sure to go and check them out. Demon Goddess, Can Killer. Oh, Rocky, the Drunken Rocky. All right, that's who I got on there so far. We got limited access on YouTube. And I don't see anybody on Rumble yet. I guess people will have to get used to it. I guess, like I say, it'll be a backup just like everything else was. I gotta be honest with you, Odysee is my choice so far, and it's, even though they got their problems, I guess you could say, their little glitches or whatnot, they're still one of the best channels so far, or the best platforms so far. So, and they're growing. That's probably the reason why they have some of the glitches and things that they have. They're growing. This is the day of the expanding man. All right, a little Steely Dan there for you. What are you sharing with me here, Mr. Tizo? Welcome. PayPal is losing. Yeah. There's. So yeah, PayPal is really nervy, if you ask me, because I had closed out a whole bank account and had transferred everything over. Everything was good and everything like that. And all of a sudden I start getting negatives from this bank account that's been closed for over a year. And turns out PayPal decided to just take that out of that account. And for some weird reason or another, the bank allowed them to open the account back up so that they could put a charge on it. It was like, what the hell? So yeah, I've had my problems with PayPal for quite a while. I use them occasionally now out of pure necessity in some cases. All right. Once again, thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet. My plugs, of course, 451 Actual, Pastor Chatelet, as always. Thank you for being here. Red Dawn Radio, DJ Brandrack, the Drunken Rocky, which he's on in the chat. I just seen. Saw. Axe Truth, DJ Based, Racist / Dark Tranny. That's kind of ironic. 2 minutes to midnight, Rougarou. I.E., he's a friend from the Bayou of Louisiana. In fact, he's a much appreciated person in our group or our network here, because he has literally got and put up an interactive television guide, or should I say Odysee guide, as to when the shows are on and everything like that. I will put the link in the descriptions, or excuse me, in the chats. Hello, Adam. How are you tonight? Haven't seen you in a while. Am I missing anybody? Space Cowboy, how are you? Sai, welcome to the show. I'm your ninja. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're the cool kids table, so I'm told. I'm just glad I'm at any table at these days. Let's see. Anybody on Rumble yet? Can't tell. Nope, nobody on Rumble. That's okay. That's good. I'm just gonna let it run. Let it run. Of course, like I say, let's see. Here we go. That's why I went there. I'm putting the links. Bruin Backhand and Janine, welcome to the show. That's YouTube. All right, I'm going to put it in there anyway. Like I say, check out the schedule, and please make sure to support and share out all these people. And of course, like I say, if you ever get bored, here's a guide. Hey man, they look interesting. Just remember that all the times on here look like they are Eastern time, so you might have to do a little time calculation when you go there. All right. Big shout out to Magical Trevor on Meme TV as well, which, by the way, I have to give him props for the work that he does. In fact, he went through that hurricane and everything went kaplooey during that hurricane in Florida there, and he was still able to produce and show us one of his great meme compilations, like within 24 hours. So yeah, right on, dude. But also too, I want to thank you very heartily for playing my meme. I knew that Pastor Chatelet sent it to him, but he never did tell me if he thought it was good enough to be on there. I guess since he did so, yeah, I wasn't real sure. And what do I know? But I'll try to remember to watermark it. I don't think of that stuff, though. I just do those, and it really doesn't matter if I get the credit for it. Just as long as it entertains people. I'm not in it for all of that, as far as that goes. But yes, I appreciate that. It was really cool. In fact, if you guys wondered what it was, because I didn't do watermark on it or anything like that, I know it was mentioned in the chat at the time. Somebody told, I think Mr. Teasel told me about it, but he didn't know which one of them was mine. So, it was I called it the Marjorie Taylor Greene Blues, and I'll play it for you here real quick.
You're well known for making controversial statements. Detail your process for vetting and fact-checking your statements that you make in public and post to social media.
Can you tell me what's controversial about defending the freedom of speech, or what's controversial about defending our border, or saying we need to? Can you give me an example?
No, you do this every time we have a debate where I ask a question that's obvious, and you're like, "What do you mean?" You were kicked off of your committees for saying things were controversial. You've apologized for controversial statements, right? Those types of things. What is your process for fact-checking and vetting the things that you say in public?
Watch this guy's face.
The things I say in public are the truth, and that's why they're so offensive to Democrat activists in the media, just like you.
Boom, 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 boom.
And you're asking me a blanket question with no example. I stand by the things that I say. I stand by saying that we need to secure our border, that we need to protect all of our freedoms and our rights, that we need to stop the America Last Democrat communist policies that are destroying our country.
Bang, 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 bang.
I stand by the words that I say. They're just offensive to Washington, D.C. and the swamp creatures there, because the words that I speak are the same as Americans back home, the same as people in Georgia's 14th district, and the words that I speak are the truth. And you want to know something, Josh? Sometimes the truth hurts.
Boom, 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 boom.
And Washington deserves to hear it.
Bang, 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 bang.
We're over $31 trillion in debt. Our government has failed the American people, and right now, this administration has us on the verge of a nuclear war with Russia, where they care more about funding a war in Ukraine than they care about protecting Americans, helping homeless people on the streets, and securing our border and stopping fentanyl from killing young people in America.
Boom, 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 boom.
The things I say in public are the truth.
Bang, 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 bang.
And that's why they're so offensive to Democrat activists in the media just like you.
Boom, 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 boom.
I stand by the things that I say.
Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk and talk that talk. You knocks me out off my feet.
All right, that was an Odysee exclusive. Although I just posted it on, you just saw it on YouTube and you just saw it on Rumble. So I guess it's not an exclusive anymore. Although I might get copyright struck for it. If you guys want to know what that was John Lee Hooker and ZZ Top right before John Lee Hooker passed away, and it is one of the most rock and blues tunes that I've ever seen and heard. And it was like, when I watched that debate between the two of those guys, and I heard her answers, it was like, man, she just slapped us all right in the face with that truth. And that particular song just came to me for some reason. Parts of it I couldn't use because I probably would have gotten banned off of somewhere, because it actually talks about shooting someone. So that's okay though. But of course, as the title says, we're going to be talking about the midterms that are coming up for the governorships of some places, and also for our Senate and our Congress people that are supposed to be representing us. Excuse me. All right. First of all, I wanted to also remind you guys, make sure that you're helping out AC however you can. American Rant, or Reverend Rant of the American Rant Show. He lost his roof in the hurricane. He said that things are going well, but he's still a little underfunded. Last time I heard, when he was talking about it on Sunday. So yes, please make sure to at least, like I say, share him out, and everything like that. I like that. That's cute. Junk and Rocky. Nobody arrested for swatting her still. Probably not. You know who it is. You know who it was. Actually, I gotta say, there's not a lot of good memes about her. There was a couple of cute ones, like when she was testifying in front of Congress or whatever it is about the January 6th, in which when that happened, she'd only been there for 3 days. So, All right, who is it? Who is that with the sprout? I'm not even going to say his name. Because, well, I was going to say, it'll get me banned off of some places. That's not cool, dude. Alright. Also, I keep having to ask, but I have yet to receive anything from anyone, so I guess no one wants me to put them in my show, or incorporate their ads, or stingers, or anything like that, or advertise for any of them, so I'll just do one of my own. Let me see if I can find it. I'll just do one of my own, for now.
Hey, yo, come here. Looking for some simple straight talk with conversations that don't get censored? Well, look no further. I got what you need. I'm Vincenzo Marinera, official spokesperson for Talk to Me America live call-in talk show, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time on the YouTubes and the Odysee. And a true believer in our rights to say and do what we want, as long as we ain't hurting nobody, right? Hey, yo! Did yous know that platforms like the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the Twitter actually work with the United States government right now to shut yous people up? Hey, yo! That goes against the First Amendment! Your right given to you by the Almighty to say as you please, worship as you please, and associate as you please. Hey, yo! Allow me to introduce you to Laura the Goddess. A no-nonsense, tell-it-like-it-is old rocker chick who's not very happy about being shut up by folks that don't know nothing about nothing. Hey, yo! She'll show you some cool stuff. She'll check out and share some news articles that are important to the public. You'll get her opinion on things that are happening, and she'll take your phone calls and let you get your 2 cents out into the universe too. Hey, yo! LDG knows that everyone needs to get their voices out there, but can't do the creator thing where you do live shows, entertaining and informative videos. But everyone can make a phone call, and she believes that if you don't use your rights, we're all gonna lose them. Hey, yo! And that don't fly with this guy. Hey, yo! So make sure to tune in and call in to Here's What I Heard. Hey, yo! Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and 5% avocado? I don't know, that's what it says there. What do you want? Hey, yo! Hey, yo! So yeah, Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call in and tell them like it is. It's your God-given right. Hey, yo!
Here's What I Heard with Laura the Goddess on Odysee and You Tube every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central.
Call in and talk to Laura the Goddess live Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call in and tell them like it is. Results may vary. No Italians or smartphones were harmed in the making of this commercial.
All right. So, yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. It doesn't have to be short. It doesn't have to be long. You know, if you got something to say about the show, hey, yo. Let's see. Who did we get? Oh, Lord Slade. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Hey, yo. You came just in time to see your buddy. 451 Actual. All right. That's my man. My metal man. Thank you for being here tonight. All right, I'm sure you guys will handle up on whoever that KG dude is there with the little sprout. You guys usually take good care of him anyway, so I've got a couple of monitors out there, or what are you called? Moderators. Feisty Ace, thank you so much for being here. I saw you on. Man, my brain is just out of it today. You know what I'm talking about. Reverend Rant. I saw you on Reverend Rant on Sunday. You guys were kicking ass. As usual. Alright. Alright. I was going to say, maybe I should try to make this some kind of a contest if you guys want to do some clips or something like that. In fact, I am coming up on doing the live feeds for a year coming up here on the 2nd of December. I don't know how close that is to that show that day. Of course, I'm not doing a show on Thanksgiving Day. I will be out of town, I think. I'm pretty sure. No, I got to work that night. Okay. Couldn't turn down the money on it either, so yeah. And nobody else is going to be in town, so why not? Where am I? All right. Well, maybe if we do that, maybe you guys can let me know if you want to try something like that. Best clips by the audience, chat. By vote, their vote, everything like that. Get something that I made, maybe, or maybe that I'll custom make for you or something, with my acrylics or whatnot. Perhaps that would actually deter you guys from doing it, though. I don't know. You don't like my art? I don't know. Oh, well. Anyway, mail call is my friend Limited Access still with us? Hello, Hallie. Right there on YouTube. Thank you for coming tonight. Mail call. Yay, I had been being promised these for a long time. I got my seeds with a nice little letter, little note. Apologize for taking so long to send these seeds. No problem. Plant the flowers near the squash and eggplants and beans and peas and cukes, as those plants' flowers need pollinators, bees, etc., to produce fruit. Yes, and I'm also feeding the bees too, right? Which is a good thing. Tomatoes and peppers self-pollinate, but need to be watched near the roots. Oh, need to be watered near the roots, but not too much. Good luck. Don't forget to feed your plants monthly. Hang in there, y'all. Get the hang of it. Love, limited access. Thank you so much. Let's see. I'll show you a few things that she sent me. I'm kind of giddy and excited about this because this is, I finally taught myself how to make pickles. So I'm hoping that these will work to make some pickles. I'm hoping that'd be cool to grow my own pickles. Some yeller squash. Some eggplants. I think Michael Franks wrote a song about cooking eggplant. Of course, the majority of the people in his storytelling songs were nude, so I don't know. I don't recommend cooking in the nude if you can help it. At least wear an apron. Some onion. That's for when I'm mad at my husband and I don't want to kiss him goodnight, which is never. So I don't know about that. Maybe the onion. Well, if they're scallions, I'll put it on top of my ramen. That's awesome. Little cantaloupe. Some cilantro. I'll have to keep my mom away from that. She doesn't like cilantro. Oh, she even thought about my little kitty. Some cat grass. Chia cat grass. Some sunflowers. Some lettuce. Poppies. Morning glories. I love morning glories. Couple of things of tomatoes. Turnips. I can't stand turnips, but beggars can't be choosers. Oh, maybe there's a way to fix them that I would like them. Lemon balm. Even some catnip. Marigolds. And like 3 or 4 different types of tomatoes. So thank you so very much. Limited access. I appreciate that. I can't wait till spring now. Maybe I'll put up a little greenhouse in my bathroom or something. You never know. I can grow the herbs in my window in the kitchen, I think. Probably. We'll see. I'm terrible. I'm excited to hopefully grow this stuff. I've got a brown thumb. All I can do is try. I'm excited to see. All right. Badass Brad Allen. And I don't even drink. What is wrong with me today? Badass Brad Allen. He just came out with some new music, right? It's getting harder and harder and harder to keep up with everybody. And what they're doing and stuff. Oh, you got a music stream? Of course, he's on Mondays now. Bruce shoots first. Oh, okay. Yes, brown thumb. That means, or some people call it a black thumb. That means I'm horrible at growing anything that I don't just ignore. Although my tomato plants grew really tall this year, but since there was nothing around it to pollinate them, it didn't give me any fruit, but it grew real good. So I'm doing something right. All right, so can't wait to actually, like I say, I'm tickled to death with the cucumbers, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and pickle some other stuff too. Oh, she also gave me a little jar. It says sweet peppers. Are these the long ones? Or are they the little ones? All right. Grill the eggplant and yellow squash with some olive oil. Oh, that sounds good. Bruin Backhand says Vincenzo Marinera. LOL, that was awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. Just one of the characters I've come up with over the years. I'm also the character Unsophisticated. I actually just posted those videos. They were pretty funny. Wish I had time to do more and come up with more, because one of the things about that kind of thing is if I do an accent or something, I can't just do it. I have to read it. It's not, I mean, I can do it for a few seconds, but I lose it after a few seconds. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to do something real quick. So when I do a whole thing like that, I have to write it out, and I have to practice it, and I have to, it has to sound right. That's true, too. Lord Slade reminded me, Vincenzo's pretty expensive. I can barely afford to pay him. Unsophisticated ain't so expensive. I just gotta buy her a 6-pack of beer every once in a while. So, all right. So, to get started, as we all know, the midterm elections are coming up in less than 3 weeks, and of course, as every election now is going to probably be called, this is one of the most important elections of all times. Every election is important. You should always be involved in your civic duties and things like that. We're one of the only countries that's not forced to vote. And then, of course, when you're forced to vote, you only have maybe one person to vote for, as far as that goes. Although I gotta say, I like the way that they keep track of this stuff in India. If you've already voted, they color you with a blue or a purple mark that doesn't come off for a couple of days or until everything's over with. So, gotta start doing something like that. Let's see. Alright. So, today, I decided I was going to compare what may be the closest thing that Katie Hobbs or that Katie Hobbs will allow her and Carrie Lake to do, as close of a debate as can be. I have both of their interviews on CNN, and we're going to compare the two in many ways, including how the interviewer treated them both. I can also tell you that this comparison will end with some of the best levity you've ever seen. I don't know how many of you have seen this already, but I saw it just about 3 hours before the show, and I thought, well, this is perfect with my line of what I'm doing tonight. So I'm going to share that with you as well. Let me just tell you, Carrie Lake is consistently savage, and we love her for that. I like it. I like to know where you stand with people. That's the thing about politicians. They'll tell you one thing and do the exact same opposite. The exact same opposite. Sorry about that. The exact opposite. And look at you dead in the eye and dare you, almost, to say something to them about it. That's how it's gotten. So, let's start out with...
A little more than 3 weeks before Election Day, we're going to focus on two key midterm races and talk to the candidates on both sides who will help determine how the United States is run. We're going to start in Arizona, where the battle for the governor's mansion is neck and neck. The contest is underway to lead there. It's one of the most critical states.
Oops, I'm sorry. Missed something in my notes here. Hang on. I'm opening the phone lines. I wanted to open the phone lines before I started this. So yes, and of course the number is scrolling below. Share this out, get people to call in. This is your show. So call me and tell them like it is. The world wants to know. I'm on 3 platforms. Growing every day when it comes to that. All right. All right. Super Trucker, thank you for being here. All right. Here we go.
In the nation, both Democratic Secretary of State Katie Hobbs and the Republican nominee, former television broadcaster and fierce Trump ally Carrie Lake, are joining me this morning. Ms. Lake, I'm going to start with you, and I want to start on the question that everybody's...
Katie Hobbs and fierce Trump supporter
says is their top issue across the country, and that is the economy. Inflation is still near its highest levels in 4 decades. In your capital city of Phoenix, it has the highest inflation in the entire country, 13%. So if you are elected governor, what specifically would you do differently to fix that?
Well, it's a tough issue because it originates, the problem does, out of Washington, D.C., but we still have to help our citizens here in Arizona. And the people who are suffering really the most, I've learned, is the people who are nearing retirement or who are retired.
Yeah, they can't wait to just get rid of the older folks, can they? They know history. They'll be able to teach people that this stuff that they're doing to us is wrong, and historically wrong, too.
I've talked to so many of them, and they say, Carrie, I saved all my life. I did everything right, and my retirement savings has shriveled up by a third. I've lost a third of it since Joe Biden took office. And so we're going to help in any way we can. And that's why I unveiled a plan last week to put $500 million back into the hardworking Arizonans' pockets by getting rid of our rental tax and our tax on groceries here in Arizona. And this is not going to harm the cities. The general fund, we're going to help them for the next 5 years with the general fund. And we're going to make sure that they have enough to get by. This is a growing Arizona. People want to move here, and our revenues are going up, and we have a surplus. We need to hand some of that back over to the hardworking people, and we will.
Let's turn to another issue facing your state, and that is the influx of migrants at the southern border. A lot of these individuals are seeking asylum. They are fleeing political violence in countries like Guatemala and Honduras. Do you accept that the U.S. has a responsibility to accept those asylum seekers?
Well, the vast majority of the people coming across don't really meet the criteria for asylum. There's a lot of fraudulent asylum claims that are being made. I'm really concerned about the people of Arizona. We've had 5 million people come in, and we've had 1 million of them called gotaways. That means we're not even processing them. They want to avoid capture because they have criminal records. We need to vet people coming into our country. We have a great legal immigration system, a very generous legal immigration system, but we can't afford to take on the world's problems right now when so many Americans are struggling, so many Arizonans are struggling, and I'm really concerned about the number of seizures we've had with fentanyl coming across the border. It is the #1 killer of young people in this country, and it's coming through Arizona. We're no longer going to allow the cartels to have operational control of our border.
Well, DHS says that less than 1% of migrants encountered at the border have a criminal record. But I want to stick on the question of...
Don't you just love how she sticks a statistic in there? Only 1%. That's too many. Who wants criminals anywhere? You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the fact that this is going like it is because we have higher end criminals in the higher end offices. So yeah, and 1%. If they're creating 90% of the havoc, then yeah, no, we don't even want that many. But she's downplaying it.
Asylum, those that do meet the criteria, should they be allowed to stay in this country? And do you think that the what the current governor, Doug Ducey, has done, sending some of the migrants to Washington, D.C., is the right thing to do? Would you continue that practice?
Dana, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that figure you just put out.
Thank you.
We have 1 million gotaways. These are people who are intentionally entering this country, mainly through the Tucson sector, and we don't know what their background is. There's a reason they're trying to get in unnoticed. It's because they have a criminal background, and they are coming into this country. We know that they have tracked down terrorists. They've tracked down people wanted for murder. You can go to the Customs and Border Patrol site, and you'll see we've got murderers coming in. We have people with raps, with a rape record. You name it. We've got hardened criminals coming across, and we can't afford to take them.
Let me just tell you that this stat that I just cited comes from the Department of Homeland Security, less than 1% of migrants. And I know that you're using language like rapists and criminals and so forth. What I was asking about are migrants seeking asylum. But I want to move on to another really important issue, particularly when it comes to your critical swing state of Arizona. And that is what happened in 2020. You called the 2020 election corrupt, stolen, rotten, and rigged. And there was no evidence of any of that presented in a court of law or anywhere else, that any of those things are true.
Well, it's not like they didn't try. Most of the courts, especially the Supreme Court, stuck their noses in the air and said, nah, we're not going we're not going to give you any kind of measure or anything like that. We don't believe you anyway, so we're just going to do it our way. Fuck you. That's pretty much what we got from this. She carries around a book full of stuff that proved it, and they did forensics and everything. So
why do you keep saying that?
Well, there's plenty of evidence. We had 740,000 ballots with no chain of custody. Those ballots shouldn't have been counted. We had election laws and rules. Dana, there's plenty of evidence. You can find it. I'm happy to send it to your team. The problem is that
yeah, she has all of that stuff. She's brought the sauce with that stuff. Real quick, thank you very much, Prowler, that you get one of these for the donation. Appreciate it. Every little bit goes into the show to make it grow and be better and longer and more stuffs. My biggest problem now is a chair. Still sitting on this stool, but that's okay. All right, back to Carrie.
The media won't cover it. And
we've covered this extensively, and what you just said has been
only one side of it, Dana. The real issue, Dana, is that the people don't trust our elections. They haven't since 2000. I'm a reporter. I've been sitting on your side of the desk for a long time. And since 2000, we have Americans who don't trust our elections. In 2000, in 2004, they didn't trust the elections. In 2016, Kamala Harris, Amy Klobuchar, and Hillary Clinton, everybody on the Democrat side said the election had...
Yeah, but it's okay when they do it. That's always the case. They want to come at us with all of this crapola, but don't you dare be uncivil to them. Oh, how dare you? Meantime, they're cutting our throats. No.
Problems.
Miss Lake,
I'm sorry, but it's a fair question.
In 2000, Al Gore conceded. In 2004, John Kerry conceded. In 2016, Hillary Clinton conceded, and we didn't see that in 2020. That's the difference. And so the question is, are you undermining faith in elections?
We didn't see that in 2020. No, he just left at the same time he was supposed to leave. He didn't even bother to go to the inauguration of Joe Biden, which tells you how much they hated each other, or at least that he wasn't welcome. They never considered him a legitimate president, and they never treated him like one either. So don't give me this, oh, it didn't happen in 2020, which is bullshit. He walked right out of the office the exact time he was supposed to. He didn't stay there. They didn't have to drag him out. I hate it when they downplay all of this bullshit and then make it sound like everybody else is at fault.
By saying that the 2020 election was stolen when there's absolutely no evidence to support that.
Dana,
absolutely
in 2018, Stacey.
How many states have come forward with this kind of stuff now? Wisconsin, they're still going through it in Pennsylvania, but even just the fact that they're actually looking into it and everything like that means somebody believes that it happened and it needs to be looked into. No, absolutely no evidence. Bullshit. But that's CNN for you. And I'm telling you, this is also, like I say, you're watching how she's treating Carrie Lake, which is somebody they absolutely are just out of their minds afraid of getting in there, because she's not going to listen to this bullshit. And she will look into their shenanigans if it doesn't look right, which is what's supposed to happen. She represents us. Hopefully. All these people, a lot of this stuff is just for show. Carrie Lake seems genuine, but don't forget they're all looking to win. So.
Abrams never conceded. She still hasn't. I don't hear CNN calling her an election denier. We have the right, it's protected with our First Amendment, to question our government and to question elections.
No question
we
about
still
that.
have the...
Which is what this show is about, of course. And of course, this one, Dana Bash, oh, well, no doubt about that. Of course, I'm sure she believes that for her own self. But she's been trying to shut her down the whole time. And she's part of the media. She's actually a part of the frickin' First Amendment. But yet she has no problems with other people being shut down.
First Amendment.
Yeah.
We still have the First Amendment. And when you start seeing the media cancel people for questioning their government, then that's when we have a problem. That is a threat to democracy.
First Amendment. You and I are benefiting from the First Amendment as we speak. So I couldn't agree with you more on that. I want to play. I want to play for you something that President Trump's own top officials. They're the ones who investigated all of this. Again, these are President
now
Trump's
I want you to watch who
top
she
officials
portrays
at
here.
the Justice Department, and they said under oath that they saw no evidence of
as if nobody's
substantial
lied under
fraud in
oath
2020.
anymore.
Take a listen.
I made it clear I did not agree
Traitor.
with the idea of saying the election was stolen and putting out this stuff, which I told the president was bullshit.
I said something to the effect of, sir, we've done dozens of investigations, hundreds of interviews. The major allegations are not supported by the evidence developed.
We were in a position to say,
and Jeffrey Rosen,
our people have already looked at that, and we know that you're getting bad information. That's not correct.
So these are President Trump's own top Justice Department officials. Why not believe them?
I'm looking at what's happening in Maricopa County, and you know what? Let's look at the 2022.
Why not believe them? First of all, the first thing from the fat guy, I forgot his name, sorry. It was a speculation. There wasn't any, he didn't have any sauce. The other two were about the same. Oh, there's just no way, just because they said so. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh. It was speculation. They didn't have any sauce as to proving that it wasn't. Oh, well, this is what we advised them. And, of course, you don't think they might have been trying to keep their heads, do you?
Election of August 2nd, where 1 hour into Election Day, because of my opponent, Katie Hobbs' incompetence, we ran out of ballots 1 hour into Election Day in one of our largest counties, Pinal County.
Not all.
We ran out of only Republican ballots. Only Republican ballots.
That didn't happen. That did happen. And
that did happen.
The county officials apologized. But I want to ask.
So that makes it okay. Oh, the county officials apologized. We're supposed to go, oh, it's okay. We'll go ahead and let you win. No. Unacceptable.
An apology doesn't bring somebody's vote back.
Thank you.
All I'm saying is we need to restore honesty and integrity and transparency to our elections.
But
that is important. We've got to do it.
Just that. You're right. It doesn't bring votes back, but at least
it doesn't. Hundreds of people didn't get it.
Transparent. So, if leaders like you and President Trump are saying that the election was stolen, aren't you participating, contributing, even causing the idea of people thinking that the election is not safe and secure?
No.
Nah, they're just voicing what everybody's thinking and has been thinking probably since 2012.
No, we are going to make sure our elections are safe and secure for Democrats, Independents, and Republicans.
Yeah, not to mention the fact you can't fix a problem if you don't at least acknowledge it and name it.
Alike. We want to know that our legal vote counted. We want to know the winner on election night. We don't want to be counting for 10 days.
But
and we want everyone to know.
But shouldn't count it? Don't you want your votes to be counted in
trail?
Don't you want your votes to be counted, no matter how long it takes in 2022 in November?
Dana, I've been on the campaign trail for 503 days. I talked to moms and dads who are losing children because of fentanyl poisoning. I talked to retirees who can't afford gas and food. I talked to parents whose children are getting out of high school and can't read. We have serious problems. We have homeless people on our streets.
I totally agree.
And you want to have me on here, Dana. You want to have me on here and talk 2020 election, and you're the one who accuses me of constantly talking about the election? Can we talk about the issues?
On the campaign trail. Let's look forward then.
Can we talk about the issues facing Arizonans?
In your election, will you accept?
Can we talk about the issues? I came on here thinking we were going to talk about the issues facing Arizonans right now.
We did.
And you've spent the entirety of this time talking about 2020. I think you're stuck on 2020. I really do. I want to move forward and bring solutions.
I haven't even mentioned it. I only did with you because this is a big thing that you are running on. Let's look ahead,
Dana,
and let's talk about the 2022 election. Will you accept the results of your election, Ms. Lake?
I'm running against a twice convicted racist who cost the state taxpayers $3 million because of her.
Yeah, wait. Now, I don't have trouble calling people out on our side either. Twice convicted? Is there actually any kind of a conviction for that? And of course, this slave thing that she talked about wasn't that something that they always did to raise money in like sororities and stuff like that? Like, wasn't that like a charity type of thing? So and she did it in high school. Basically, you pay somebody to do your bidding. It's not, you know, it's not. So yeah, that's something that kind of, but they're mudslinging. What can I tell you? So she's got to try and make the other person look as bad as she's been trying to make her look. Although she doesn't really need to do that. I mean, but you see, they are still neck and neck. Something's gonna break.
Hatred for people of color. She paid a woman of color in her office $30,000 less than men doing the same job. Last week, we learned she held a slave auction, a mock slave auction in high school. We saw her running from a black reporter, hiding in the bathroom.
I have sauce on that. Watch this. Watch this.
They're now both currently hiding in bathrooms.
Project Veritas?
Yes. I just wanted to ask you a brief question about the statement that he's made. Oh, shut up. Are you going to clean that up or just leave that here for the business? I just wanted to ask you
leave it there.
about the comments you made on undercover footage regarding having a disdain for discussing politics now. Do you recall that, Senator Hobbs? You kind of talked about how you don't like to discuss policy, you don't like to debate. Just wanted to know if that.
I'm actually curious. What was she doing sitting by herself there?
I don't want to talk politics with anyone who I don't know.
Isn't that your job?
Discussing your disdain for policy.
Check it out.
She's going inside of a restroom. She's ran. Secretary Hobbs has ran. She doesn't want to.
She doesn't want to talk about her terribleness. She doesn't think that she owes anybody anything. In fact, her own party, and you'll see this, and she'll ask her this, her own party thinks that she's a chicken shit. Let's go on.
From him. I'm not going to lose this election because
I'm going to talk to Katie Hobbs. I'm going to talk to Katie Hobbs.
The people of Arizona will never elect a racist like Katie Hobbs. They just won't.
My question is, will you accept the results of your election in November?
I'm going to win the election, and I will accept that result.
If you lose, will you accept that?
I'm going to win the election, and I will accept that result because the people of Arizona will never support and vote for a coward like Katie Hobbs who won't show up on a debate stage. She's single-handedly destroying a 20-year tradition of gubernatorial debates because of her cowardice. So I know already no momentum behind her. The polls are in our favor, and we're going to win this election. I'm 100% confident of that. We have the ideas, common sense ideas that people want. And we're seeing Democrats pour over and vote for us right now. I've had many people reach out and say they're voting for us. So the Democrat Party is faltering. It's not the party of solutions. It's the party that has caused the problems that we're in
Carrie
right
Lake,
now.
I really appreciate you coming on with me and answering these questions. And I'm going to go now to your Democratic opponent, Katie Hobbs, to talk to her about some of the things that you and I just talked about.
Okay. She kind of sort of gets around to some of this stuff, but I've got the Katie Hobbs, excuse me, yeah, the Katie Hobbs part of it too. Hang on.
Here with me now is Katie Hobbs. We have a lot to get to, but you were Secretary of State. You are now. You were in 2020. Your reaction to what you just heard on that issue from Carrie Lake?
Look, I think anyone running for office who...
My first problem. The first word out of her mouth. Like, she's far from a teenager. Like, I think... Who voted for her in the first place? Or was her position appointed?
Continues to say there was widespread fraud. They say they have evidence. They have yet to bring any evidence forward. You and I...
Which is bullshit.
Have talked about this so many times. This is absolutely disqualifying. This is
only says you. Nobody else says that. There's nothing anywhere that says that this is disqualifying. Anywhere. Except for maybe Twitter. Twitter's not real life, honey. Also, can anybody stand her voice even? Oh my God.
This is somebody who will have a level of authority over states' elections, the ability to sign new legislation into law, the responsibility of certifying future elections, and she has not only, as you heard, refused to say if
somebody on here says, notice how lefty women just look drained. If you notice also, too, she's reading all of this. This is another reason why I don't trust her. She has to have, none of this comes from her heart or her soul or her mind or anything like that. She has to read it. Carrie Lake didn't do that.
She'll accept the results of this election, but also whether or not she would certify the 2024 presidential election if she's governor. This is disqualifying. This is...
No, it isn't. You don't have the right to know that of her, and she doesn't have to tell you anything or listen to you for that matter. So, yeah, she just keeps saying, disqualify her, disqualify her, disqualify her. That's all she's got? Tell us what you're going to do for us, honey.
It's a basic core of our democracy.
Bullshit.
And she has nothing else to run on. And so this is what she has centered her entire campaign around.
Let's talk about the issue of abortion. You said last week that you...
Which wasn't asked to Carrie Lake. They didn't say anything about that to Carrie Lake.
Support leaving the decision between a woman and her doctor and leaving politicians entirely out of it. So can you clarify, do you support any legal limits on abortion in Arizona?
Look, the fact...
There's her first word, look, which usually means I'm fixing to lie to you now.
The fact is right now that we are under an extreme 15-week ban that limits healthcare options for women who need them. There's the potential for a complete ban. Right now that ban is in the courts, but under my opponent's
potential for a complete ban. She's probably lying about that.
Administration, she would support a full ban. She's called this a great law. She doesn't support any exceptions for rape or incest.
Which is probably also bullshit. There's always exceptions. They don't just write these laws and say, no!
Look, when you're talking about late-term abortion, that is incredibly, extremely rare. And it's happening.
But you guys don't want it to be.
If that conversation is happening, it's because there's something that's gone incredibly wrong in the pregnancy, and politicians do not belong in that decision.
But what do you support? What should the limits be?
The decision about abortion should be between a patient and their doctor.
So there should be no limits in the law? It should only be decided in the medical office?
Government making these kind of mandates interferes with the care that doctors need to provide.
As if they're worried about that. Do you realize that the government actually dictates almost everything that doctors and nurses and hospitals do now? So they're worried about this? Literally? They're literally worried about this now? This is the problem? If you've ever been in the hospital, if you've ever talked to a doctor and they're actually honest with you, they will tell you a lot of this, especially if you're on any kind of government program or government insurance or anything like that. The doctors don't have any fucking say-so in any of this stuff. And they're worried about that now? Come on! It's bullshit. Somehow or another, this shit makes them a bunch of fucking money, and that's all there is to it.
To their patients. They don't belong in these decisions.
Okay. So just to be clear, if you become governor, you will push for a law that has absolutely no limits in any point of the pregnancy on abortion. That's your position. That's what you would want to be the law of the land in Arizona.
The fact is right now that we have very limited options and that we need to get politicians out of the way. And
again, absolute crap. We have very limited options. How many Planned Parenthoods do you have in your state, honey? How many other... Because Planned Parenthood isn't the only place that does that stuff. All right? How many other clinics and everything like that is there out there? Don't give me that crap. We have limited options. It's bullshit.
Doctors provide the care that they are trained to provide, the health care that their patients...
Which used to be do no harm.
...need. Politicians don't belong in those decisions.
They just belong in all the other decisions. That's what it is. Because they basically are trying to rule our lives now as it is. They don't belong in this decision whether or not to murder somebody, an innocent somebody that has that can't defend themselves. They don't need to be in that decision, but they want to be in every other fucking decision that you ever make in your lifetime, from the cradle to the grave. That is, if you make it to the cradle. Give me a break.
Applying to participate in a PBS debate against Kari Lake. Here's what one columnist from the Arizona Republican wrote. Lori Roberts from the Arizona Republic, this is what she wrote. She wrote, if Katie Hobbs loses, remember October 12th, the day she ran away from confronting Kari Lake. Democrats in Arizona are known for snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, but Hobbs' refusal to debate her opponent on Wednesday represents a new level of political malpractice.
And this is coming from her own side. They usually eventually end up eating each other. And of course, listen to her nose in the air like she's the best person ever. She's got the high ground on all of this stuff. She doesn't even need to acknowledge that Kari Lake even exists. And I think she's doing this because of the fact that she probably thinks, or has been told, or has been whatever by whoever's supporting her, whoever's behind her, she's a puppet, is telling her, don't worry about it, just do what you're going to do, because you're going to win anyway. Watch.
Why won't you debate her?
Look, Kari Lake has made it clear.
There we go again. Look, I'm fixing to lie to you again.
Time and time again, that she's not interested in having substantive, in-depth conversations about the issues that matter to Arizonans.
Is that the reason why she sat there and talked to this lady in front of you for the first 10 minutes? She's not interested in any of this? I love how these people speak for the other side. Really?
She only wants a scenario where she can control the dialogue, and she's refused to sit down in a one-on-one.
Oh, and that's not, this is what I say, projection much?
One lengthy conversation to really clarify with Arizonans where she is on the issues.
I think she does it all the time. That's all I ever hear her talk about, no matter where she goes.
One who's afraid of talking to voters. She's
the one who's afraid of talking to people? How many people have you seen her rip their fucking neck out? Like the press and everything like that. Oh, she's so scared that she tells people to get the fuck out of her face. Give me a break.
She's at, and we are doing everything we can to make our case directly to the voters of Arizona. And I guarantee
No, you're not.
I guarantee you that when
No, you're not.
Arizonans
You're
who are
running away from
when
reporters.
they go to open their ballot, when they're thinking about the fact that they're not sure how they're going to put food on the table, they're rationing their insulin, or they're thinking about having to drive their niece or their sister or their daughter to California to get the health care that they need. They're not going to look at their ballot and say,
she just
damn
came
it,
and sat down.
They're not going to look at their ballot
She
and
just
talk
came and
about
sat
that.
down
They're going to
with
look at
me
their ballot and
and
wonder
answered
who's
my
going to save them the most
questions
money and
for a lot of
allow them
minutes.
to get their jobs done and feed their family.
A lot of Democrats.
All right, real quick. Sweet Rosa says, did you see the news anchor trying to cut off Kari Lake and let Katie speak a long time? Yes, I noticed that she never did cut off Katie. She never did cut off Katie. Everything was... she did ask her a question, though. I have to tell you that she actually did ask her a question. She's like, yeah, she did just sit here and have a very lengthy discussion with me. Here we go.
Democrats are questioning your decision, and they're saying, it's the wrong decision. President Biden's former 2020 co-chair said, I would debate and I would want the people of Arizona to know what my platform is. If you think she's as dangerous as you're saying to democracy, is it your responsibility as a candidate who wants to run Arizona to show and explain who their alternative is?
That is exactly what I'm doing right now. And
no, you're not. No, you're not. You're making excuses as to why you won't face her. But I still think it's because of the fact she thinks she's going to win. These people have got it in their heads that they're on top. That no matter what happens now, especially after this last election. Let's proceed.
And there is a lot more ability to have a conversation with you without her interruptions and shouting to do that.
When did she do that? When did she do that? Her interruptions and shouting. I've never heard her yell at anybody. Ever. Even when they pissed her off.
And yeah, she did sit down with you. She's refused to do that with any legitimate reporter in the state of Arizona.
Oh, did she just call her illegitimate? Oh, shit. Look at the look on her face, too. Dana's not too happy about that comment. Come on, lady. You suck.
Arizona, and take her case directly to the voters. She's only interested in creating a spectacle. And I guarantee you, people that are struggling in Arizona right now are not making their decisions about whether or not.
They're not making their decision. I can't think of something to disparage them with.
There was a debate between myself and Carrie Lake. They're going to make their decision based on the person who understands their struggle.
They're not going to make a decision based on whether or not she debates Carrie Lake. I beg to differ, my friend. Your own side is telling you you're fucking up.
And has real solutions to try to fix that struggle.
Real quick, inflation is near its highest level.
Which you could care less about. You don't care about this struggle. If you did, you'd be talking to reporters. You'd be out there. You wouldn't be sitting all by yourself at a, what was that, a steak and shake or some shit like that, and then running from a reporter. You are a pure and simple coward. And I like the fact that Carrie Lake makes a spectacle. We're tired of sitting back and taking your bullshit. Telling us that we're not this and we're not that, and you can't do this and you can't do that. Screw you!
In 4 decades, you heard me ask Carrie Lake about Phoenix, highest inflation in the country. Democrats control the House, the Senate, the White House. Does President Biden bear some responsibility for inflation that we're seeing that are affecting people's everyday lives?
Inflation in Arizona is being largely driven by skyrocketing housing costs, and we have to do more about.
And whose fault is that? You're actually somebody that's in charge there right now. She is. Isn't she some kind of, she's the governor candidate, but she also has been in their system for a while now.
About housing. We need to build more, bottom line. Supply is not keeping
so
up
let
with
people.
Demand. Prices are through the roof and people are being priced out of their homes. And we're seeing a huge increase in people who are experiencing homelessness right now because of that. The fact is, I have a real plan to address.
They're not experiencing homelessness because there's a lack of homes, honey. They're experiencing homelessness because you've raised the prices up and you've got all of these elites doing all of this stuff and raising the prices up and manipulating the property and everything like that. And then not to mention all the last 2 years when everybody couldn't work. God, these people are so disingenuous and so dishonest. And she's a coward. Basically, what I hear when she talks about this and the fact that they're telling us that she won't debate Carrie Lake, well, you just have to believe what I say no matter what. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. I'm right. Nobody else is right. Nobody else is qualified enough to be in this position. Yeah. She thinks she's the god of this, if you will. I'm better than you. Who's tired of this shit? Because they ain't. They ain't no better than we are. In fact, their grave is going to be just exactly the same size as anybody else's.
Costs for Arizonans, put money back in the pockets of working families, and experts have looked at both my plans and Carrie Lake's plans. And my plan is the plan that will actually address inflation and put people back to work by.
Oh yeah, how? Carrie Lake explained her plan.
Providing additional child care assistance and a tax credit for folks who pursue career and technical education. The same expert described Carrie Lake's plan as putting jet fuel on the fire of inflation.
Here with me now is...
I bet that was absolute bullshit, too. Of course, they never ever admit any kind of defeat. And that's the thing that really bothers, I think, really starting to bother a lot of people, a lot of normal people. They're starting to pay attention. Hey, man, why does this person get so much more privileges than the rest of us while they're talking about how privileged we are? Doesn't make any fucking sense, and it's starting to make even less sense to even the most undecided or even the most independent and voters, if they do vote. All right, somebody said something on here. 451 Actual said, yeah, she wouldn't be spilling $4 Coke, that's for fucking sure. Yeah, she just went she saw that black man sit down next to her and she thought, oh shit, I'm in trouble now. She got all nervous, had to go hide in the bathroom. I'm sorry, but that's coward. That is coward. But I told you I was going to add some levity to the end of this, and this is why we love Kari Lake. This is what happened at her last campaign event. I think it was last night or night before. Check this out.
We do have an unexpected guest with us tonight, and so it comes to a shock to everyone, but I would like to extend an opportunity for them to come on stage. Please give a warm welcome to Secretary of State Katie Hobbs.
And now look, I know it's stupid.
Well, this just goes to that's one thing that Katie Hobbs said about Kari Lake, was that she was into the production and all the shenanigans and everything like that. Yeah, we can't stand you stuffy motherfuckers anymore. You're always clutching your pearls no matter what. And then you come up with this stupid ass shit that you want everybody to do, including allowing criminals to run free and just sit back and let them torture us and do bad things to us and everything like that. And then you act like you're better than the rest of us. No! You're supposed to be representing us. You're not supposed to be ruling us. So yeah, and the main thing that I see the difference between these two people is Kari Lake, she's got some big dick energy, confidence. She likes what she's doing. This is her thing. She's at least she seems genuine. You don't see her reading off of a teleprompter while she's answering these questions. But this is right here, because of that whiny little bitch at the very end of that, is the reason why she's breaking their tradition. She's also breaking some kind of rule over there as far as that goes. And her basic answer is, oh, I'm not going to justify her. She's an illegitimate candidate. Well, if she was an illegitimate candidate, she wouldn't be running against you right now, would she? But everything is in outer space and la la land with these people. She doesn't even seem like she lives in any kind of actual reality. And she has no qualms about murdering babies. Murdering the helpless. All right. Enough about those two. Kari Lake for the win. Oh, she won't even tell whether or not she's going to accept the election. Well, guess what? Isn't that what she's running on? Free and fair elections. But we have the First Amendment. We have the right to grievances against our government, especially if they're kind of blatant about it. In fact, somebody just posted the graph for the 2020 election. That looks fishy to me. It even is in the shape of an F. The truth will always out. All right. Lady Ninja, welcome to the show. See, I'm hoping I wasn't missing any. That's funny, but I'm not going to describe it. Let's see. Oh, Bobby Digital, thank you for being here tonight. Let's see. Space Cowboy says, if you say 100 times in 5 sentences, that is lying and very poorly trained public speakers. I agree. I am a good public speaker. And the thing is, she's not even, she's reading it. So that's not even necessary. But that is something developed by a script and rehearsal. Trump is a good speaker. I don't think he spends time to rehearse. He wings it a lot. Yeah, but that comes from the confidence of being able to say, you know, I don't care what anybody thinks. First Amendment, whatever, I'm getting it out there. It's my right to say it. You don't like it? Oh, well. Don't be around me. Don't come around me. Don't listen. You have just as much right to do that. Okay. Yeah, you guys like the chicken? I thought that was hilarious. And again, this is meme worthy. I'm actually hoping that seeing this, you guys will go and check this out. As you can see, it was on Liberal Hive Mind. Like I say, I saw this about 3 hours before I started the show, and I thought, how absolutely perfect for this particular show, because this is what I was planning on talking about. And she came through again for us. I think it's hilarious because they're essentially calling Katie Hobbs a chicken. And she is. She is. So far, she's proven that she is very, very incapable. And the thing about it is, if she's governor, how in the world is she going to tolerate anybody? How in the world is she going to be able to deal with anybody else like this? Is she going to go hide in the bathroom every time somebody disagrees with her? Or every time somebody wants to go against her? Or anytime anybody has a question for her about her past or about any of the stuff that she's done? She needs to be held responsible if she's doing this stuff. Anybody would. I would expect, I know I would be. In fact, I'm with a group of people on Odysee, and I would hope on the rest of the platforms as well, that if I said something incorrect or if I was wrong about something, you'd call me on it. Okay, still nobody on Rumble. I guess I'm not being, but that's okay. That's okay. Like I say, I'm just getting started on Rumble. I still have a lot of followers, so they do. Evidently somebody enjoys my shows, or they just go look once in a while or something. Might be hate looks or hate subscribes, but I don't think so. All right, something else that's been coming across my feed, and this also comes along with the theme that I've got as far as the midterm election here. Supposedly, you guys know who Sticks Hexenhammer is, right? And you guys also know who Dr. Poroshenko is, Karlin Poroshenko. Lately, in the last 3 days or so, it's come across my feed that there's some kind of a feud going on between these two. In short, I'm not even gonna show any of it or anything like that because she took forever about talking about this. But in short, she is supposedly now the Libertarian candidate for governor of New Hampshire. Excuse me. And supposedly, on one of her feeds, with regards to that or whatever like that, one of his, and I reiterate, one of his audience members either tweeted her or said something that she took as being physically threatened. I think he said something to the effect that if she won or if that she got on the ballot or whatever like that, he'd be happy to vote the other way and make sure that she's removed or something like that. Like I say, it seemed really innocuous to me, and I didn't get to read it because according to Sticks, he deleted it, but not before she threatened to have him canceled. All right. So she got upset and she did this whole long hour and a half worth of thing about bashing him because Sticks evidently came to his defense. This one audience member, this one supporter of him came to his defense while actually challenging her to some kind of a debate with regard to her candidacy. She then goes on to whine about it for over an hour on one of her live feeds, and then I mean she really sounded like she was whining and trying to troll him about it. So since I'm an independent thinker, I, of course, wanted to hear the other side of it, because I didn't hear anything from Styx. Her feed came up on my, her video came up on my feed, and she mentioned Styx Hexenhammer, got triggered, and I thought, gee, she must have really messed up hard or something like that, because Styx is a cool guy. He doesn't seem to ever raise his voice about anything. In fact, he doesn't seem to really give two shits about a lot of stuff. So, I went on to hear his side of it. I looked on his channel to see about his side of it. I figured that if it was anything at all, he'd comment on it. And if I didn't hear anything about it from him, then I would assume that it just was bluster and he didn't give a shit. However, he did talk about it and explained that, yes, he got angry, but not at her for bashing him. But the fact that as a libertarian, and she's claiming to run as a libertarian, she was just ready to just silence someone at the drop of a hat that didn't agree with her. Or that she thought she took umbrage to something he said. And to him, he says he considers himself pretty much libertarian or independent or whatever like that. He says, but that's not the libertarian mantra. And like I also said before, he challenged her to a debate while pointing this out. Now, when I listened to her video, and I couldn't listen to a lot of it, I think I listened to about the first 30 minutes of it, and it, like I say, in my opinion, she literally used the phrase threatened physical violence. Thank you, sweetie. She used the phrase threatened physical violence in her tirade so much, that I was starting to wonder, who was she trying to convince, me or her? You know what I'm saying? So between the two of them, though, with all of this, and I've watched most of it, between the two of them, I'm kind of with Styx on this one, because for a few reasons, and I'll explain them. Mainly, let me do this here, so, because I don't have any pictures or anything to show you on this. I'll just talk to you for a minute. Mainly being that she seemed to regress right back into lefty or Democrat views that she supposedly had or had become before she became the poster child for the walkaway movement with Brandon Straka. You guys all remember that, I'm sure. She did this by immediately wanting someone silenced for not agreeing with her or wanting her to become the governor of New Hampshire, probably pointing out the fact that she actually has some tendencies to not actually be libertarian, and she proved that. And of course, you know, he's not agreeing with her being that, even though she actually will come out and say, I never wanted this. This was thrust upon me. Without her being asked first. Somebody nominated her evidently like that, and then she had to make this split-second decision of whether or not to accept it, and she thought it would be bad form not to accept it, even though it doesn't sound like she can really handle it. Space Cowboy says, I watch Styx every morning for a couple of years, was prominent part of the live stream. I commented a lot, found the Salty Army through Styx, gonna watch Styx and Sleazy P. Martini for the midterms. It will be fun. Styx is open to Salty Cracker joining, so get that message to Salty. Okay, yeah, if you're listening, Pastor, and also too, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to say hello to the Pond. I appreciate y'all being here. I know he simulcasts me on the Pond as well, so thank you for being here, you guys, as well. Appreciate it. Don't forget to remember how to support the channel. Rocky, thank you so much. I missed it before, but I see now. Thank you for the library coin, Rocky. Oh yeah, well, the midterms are going to be fun, period. I'm having a blast with them, especially now that we've got some candidates up there that have some balls and don't conform to this stuffy old white guy bullshit that they've always done, while they're hiding all the crap and the corruption behind their, behind it. They're acting all prim and proper and everything like that. This was not, man, we weren't made to, the government wasn't made to do this. Not to mention the fact, how many of these people like AOC has come out and said, oh, in order to get shit done, you need to make people uncomfortable. But not her. In fact, I think Rocky and them showed her getting lambasted by these people. And of course, she tried to pull the race card, and she literally came out and told the guy, "Well, I'm not going to answer your questions because you're being rude." Are you serious? Are you serious? This man wants to know something that you're actually been in charge of or have voted for against a lot of your constituents' will and everything like that. But because he's being rude, again, these people think they're better than we are. And they're not. In fact, they're way worse. Let's see. Somebody else wrote it. I watched Sticks. Okay, I read that already. The midterms are going to be fun with those two. Yeah. I'm having fun with it. You see, that's what I'm covering today. All right. Coon Dog, long time no see. Thanks for being here tonight. Sparky the Welder, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. How many do we have here tonight? 33 viewers. I am tickled. You guys got me giddy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Please make sure to share. We want to grow. Keep growing. Keep on growing. Anyway, back to what I was talking about with the Sticks, Hex, and Hammer and Dr. Boring Shanko. Let's see. All right. We all remember how she actually became pretty famous to begin with. As her Trump rally article, she did an editorial for somebody, went viral after she disproved to even herself, to even her own self, that what the Democrats have been saying about the Republicans or anybody that supports Trump, which is that they're evil and uncaring and unaccepting, intolerant, monsters, literally that will eat your head off if you disagree with them. As Pastor Chatelet would put it, "Oh my God, sis, we are so mean, sis." Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you guys here on YouTube. Just I've got so much room on. Only got so much room on this thing here, and of course, don't forget the phone lines are open. I know you guys are enjoying listening to me talk, but this is your friend. This is your show. I can't read and talk at the same time. Limited access. Oh, she's talking about. She's talking about food. Bruin Backhand says Dr. K has some very good work regarding CRT, but she can be a cry bully sometimes, and yes, a whiner. She's not an actual libertarian, more so just using the party to advance in politics. Exactly, and that's what Sticks kind of called her out on. And he basically, he did kind of a compliment sandwich, if you will. He made a call. He's like, yeah, man, I like her. I like her ideas. I like the fact that she works with the CRT. I don't like the way she's doing this, but she's doing really good work otherwise. And you know, if in any other situation, I might vote for her. I mean, he wasn't being disparaging about her when he talked about her as far as that goes. But that is his state, and he is a political commentator. All right? Now, I could see her having a problem if hundreds or thousands of his people ascended on her pages and started, you know, doing that kind of thing. He actually doesn't condone that. He would actually be the first person to tell you not to do something like that. But she had one person make a comment, and she took it as a threat. All right, which I'm sure she's gotten plenty of those being in the public eye for this long. Not to mention the fact that she's oh, I didn't want this. This was thrown on me. I didn't even know anybody was going to read that op-ed. Oh, why did you fucking write it then? You wrote it so that nobody would read it? That doesn't sound right. So, anyway, I used to follow her quite a bit. Especially after she seemed to have walked away from that side. And I used to enjoy how she would describe how she did her job, actually. I liked her a lot. I like the way that she described how she used to take care of you know, getting people to work together, and she used different psychologies and things like that to get people to work together. She was actually hired, I think, she freelanced and she did corporate meetings and things like that, you know, how to work together and how to try to put yourself in other people, you know, I'm not real versed in all of this, but I used to enjoy her talking about it, and she always seemed like a really genuine, nice person. You know, treat others with the respect, and you know, make sure. She basically, from what it sounded like when she would talk about it, was that she was promoting the golden rule. You know, don't do it to somebody else if you wouldn't want them to do it to you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she seemed like she was kind of a guide to help folks work together, less animosity, yada, 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 all that stuff. But as we can see now, all of this fame, accolades, and the fact that now she might be a political figure seems to have changed her into an intolerant, sniping, catty, sniveling, almost bitter know-it-all. Okay, yeah, you got doctor in the front of your name. That doesn't mean you know everything. Doesn't mean you know everybody. And it doesn't mean you're always right. And it doesn't mean that you're not a nagging bitch either. All right. It seemed to start happening when she started getting whiny like this and all upset and everything at just any little thing after Brandon Straka stepped away from her. Now, I know what she had to say about that, and it had something to do with something that was said over January 6th and everything like that, but he hasn't really come out and said a whole lot about that. He's been very polite about every down. And, you know, people split ways and things like that. They work together for a little while, they get something going on, everything like that, and then it doesn't work out anymore. It happens all the time. Of course, she was indignant about it. I remember her saying, after all the stuff I've done for them and all the stuff that I put up with them and all the things that I was their friend and I was always there for them and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, so? One oh shit will cancel out 1,000 attaboys. So I don't know what happened between them as far as that goes. But that's when I actually started tapering off on her because she started getting a little wild too. Now she actually, it was kind of fun and that's probably what it was supposed to be, but I caught one of her shows where she had a tarot card reader predicting who was going to win in some of these midterms, and I thought, really? You don't seem like the superstitious type. She never did. So, like I say, it might have been just for fun, but what was really weird to me was that as much as she complained about sticks, etc., she also had the hashtag up on this second thing that she talked about. She literally did 2 hours, 2 or 3 shows, 2 or 3 hours, plus a snippet of where she calls Sticks out again as he admits that he reacted angrily when she wanted to cancel this guy, because that's what you do when somebody wants to take away your rights. But she had the hashtag up of Art of the Trigger on her second show, and it was like, all right, so now she's just a grifting troll? Because that's what that made it sound like. And I think Sticks was right about that too. Lots of her fame acquaintances are distancing themselves from her for some reason. So she's going after a bigger name to what he called it clout steal. So in other words, she's got Sticks Hexenhammer's name in her titles and everything like that. And of course, that's what the search engine looks for. So yeah, she's going to try and clout steal. I think that's what he called it. And by using just one of his audience members to basically condemn his entire audience. Where have we seen that before? Okay. Another thing I agree with Sticks on is that as a public figure now, or as a creator, we're all going to get our share of the jerks and the keyboard warriors out there that will try to mess with us. It took me months, actually, to decide to even start to do videos and have a channel and become a creator. Because I realized ahead of time that I knew that some of the subjects that I would talk about and one wanted to talk about, I would have people coming after me. And sometimes they come after your family. They come after your kids, your grandkids, your moms, your pops. You know, they might even go after some of my long-lost cousins that I don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I talked to my kids about it. Other than that, you know, like I say, it took me forever to decide to do this because I know there's going to be trolls and NPCs and bots and all kinds of people trying to hurt my feelings. I've been on the internet since, what, 95? I had one of the first MySpace accounts. And actually, I was attacked on MySpace for asking questions about Jeffree Star. I didn't know who the hell this person was. All of a sudden, he started coming across my feeds, and he was for Prop 8, and he was talking about, I want to be able to do my boyfriend anytime I want to. And I'm thinking to myself, well, there's no law against that, is there? So I asked the question, you know, you realize sex is about maybe 5% of your entire life? Why is that so important? Are you nothing other than that? Oh, and I had people come on my MySpace after that telling me my art was ugly, and that I was this, and that I was that. And I just kept telling them, I don't base my worth on you people, so I don't know what you're even coming here for. But yeah, I've had my share of that stuff. Of course, they weren't able to cancel me or anything like that. Thank you, Prowler. He gave me another small donation. Thank you very much. Here's what I heard for the pond. For the pond? Oh, you want me to play something? Hang on. Oh, good night, Brad. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. Badass Brad Allen. Anger Bang. Make sure you check out his channel and his show on Mondays at, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Roogaroo! Of course, you know I already talked about your interactive TV guide or Odysee guide. Let's see. Pitbull Doorbell, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being here. And I'm not ignoring you guys. I try to talk to you guys as much as I can, but you hear me. I'm like you guys. I get on a rant. I get on these subjects. I get on a rant, and that's... Okay, 451 actual. When do I get one of those? Am I that weird that nothing? Yes, Prowler. I know that he is. In fact, they're another one he's another one that's had some kind of drama with tattoo artists or something like that. They're all phonies. All of this stuff is for show. Let's see. Okay. Yes, don't forget Drunken Rocky on after me in about half an hour or so. On the Drunken Rocky show, make sure to go check out the White Pill. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, 451 Actual. I like that. I like it a lot. It might actually become my new avatar somewhere. I like that. Okay. He wants me to play something for you guys. All right, you're gonna have to. I was gonna say you guys are going so fast. The link went away. Please share the link again. Anyways, back to this. I'm gonna finish this little thing I was talking about, Dr. Boroshenko. Anyway, let's see. Also, one thing about Styx, he's actually been doing this way longer than either of us have. And so I'm sure he's gotten his share of fuckery from the peanut gallery, as my mom used to call it. So yeah, Dr. Boroshenko, with all your whining about the internet, which you are literally part of, perhaps you should go back to working with the corporate people who need to be taught how to work with others. Besides that, how in the fuck are you campaigning if you're on the line complaining all the time and doing tarot card readings? As of now, she has done 2 over 1 hour streams going on and on and on about Styx, including a 2-minute clip where she kind of goes, ha ha, I did trigger you and you admitted it, ha ha. It's like, really? What grade are you in? You're supposed to be a doctor. That means you went to at least 12 more years of school than you were supposed to, or you were required to. None of that made you grow up, or is this situation with you just an excuse to be a jerk? All right, so like I say, I've only heard Styx mention it once so far. So we know who's the whiny baby in this situation. And actually, to be honest with you, I'm surprised that he mentioned it at all. And he probably wouldn't have if she was just a creator, but she's getting ready to be the possible governor of his state. So you know he doesn't really give a fuck what others think. He's even told you that. I can tell by the way he talks. I can tell by the way that he portrays himself and the way he carries himself and what he talks about on his shows. And I think it was also bad form for her to try and blame his new child. She also brought his new child into this. She's like, oh, maybe he was just having a bad day because the baby won't let him sleep. The new baby won't let him sleep, or, you know, something like that. No. Just leave his child out of this. That was bad form right there. So, shame on her, again, for bringing his kid into this feud. She seems to have made up in her head. So far, though, aside from her work against CRT and such, she doesn't impress me that much anymore. She's changed from a humble, real person to this internet troll who seems to be losing a lot of support from those that she supposedly built up to begin with. All I can say is good luck, New Hampshire. All right. Let's see, where are we at? All right. Now, here is another reason. I don't know how many people have seen this. And I've been meaning, I keep running out of time before I get to it. But here's another reason why I don't believe that anybody, and I think this is actually a public school, but I don't believe for a minute. Oh, wait, first off, wait. Let me, first of all, Prowler, this isn't something naughty, is it? I don't usually, I don't usually like to play things sight unseen. There's no nudity or anything. You're not going to get me kicked off YouTube, are ya? Intermission, okay.
You came at the right time. Is he sleeping? Yes. He's sleeping right over there. Just the way you like him.
Okay. I like Danny DeVito, so I'll show this. All right. This is for Prowler of Night, and this goes out to who? Lord Slade? Has anyone covered what Rubio said a couple of days ago? I think I heard Liberal Hive Mind do it. And Salty might have too. I don't remember completely. I'll look at that one here in a minute too. Hang on. All right, here you go.
You came at the right time. Is he sleeping? Yes. He's sleeping right over there. Just the way you like him. Did you bring the toll? Confound your lousy toll, troll.
God damn it. Stop laughing at me.
You gotta pay the troll toll. If you want to get into that boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll to get in. You want the baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. Troll toll.
What'd you say?
Troll toll.
Hey.
Troll toll.
Here's your toll, troll.
Good God, this is lame.
Your boy awaits.
At last, the boy's soul is mine. Give me that leg, boy.
No.
Dude, do you have a boner right now? Shut up, dude. Don't ruin this for me. What? What the hell are you? Jesus. Okay, stop. That's enough, dude. Does it hurt? Oh. God.
Good grief. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, Rubio. Laura's math. Yes, thank you. I've been memed. Somebody memed me. Actually, that's a saying that we use in the entertainment business, actually, especially the indies like we are playing in the nightclubs and things like that. One oh shit cancels out 1,000 attaboys. It really does in a lot of cases. That's human nature, too, you know. Nice, Rougarou. All right. Yeah, you guys are going so fast on this chat. That was the story of Fog. Oh, okay. That explains why you guys think he's such a nudge. Wasn't that the kid that called me that one time? He seemed all right. What's wrong with him now? Let's see. Space Cowboy says, I lost my original Facebook account in 2010. Made another one immediately, but Facebook is totally not based anymore. Yeah. None of them are. And I got to tell you, I've never liked or trusted the look of oh, God. I had his name right here. You know who I'm talking about. He went full on, okay. That doesn't tell me a whole lot, but okay, I get it. He probably started bashing somebody or screwing around or talking. What is it? If he got kicked out of the pond, he was intellectually not wrong, but Pastor can tell you what it is. Intellectually truth. All right. Well, at least I did not pay the troll his toll. That was someone else. Yeah. All right. First phone call of the night. You're on the air.
It's limited access. Let me get out of the kitchen so I don't lose you.
Oh, hey, limited access. Thank you for the seeds.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. And even though you don't like the turnips, you can always make a jack-o'-lantern out of them.
Really?
Anyhow.
Do they get that big?
Yeah, that's where they actually originally came from. It's an old Irish thing. You'll have to look on YouTube's got a couple stories on it. But I did want to talk about something. You just showed that Danny DeVito fiasco thing.
Yeah, that was by request. I'm almost sorry I did, but okay.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of glad you did because it brought up something that I saw the other day on a, it was a Christian channel, and he was pointing out, and he showed some things where Danny DeVito's doing like a cartoon. It's supposed to be an adult cartoon thing on, I think it's on Hulu and FX, called Little Demon, where Danny DeVito is actually the devil, and the mother of this child is a witch, and he's the father, and they're trying to show that the devil isn't a bad guy, and it's really graphic and stuff. So, I'm thinking that maybe people should know what their kids are watching, because, it's supposed to be mature audiences, but it's a freaking cartoon. You think kids aren't going to watch that?
Well, is it Disney? Did you say Disney?
No, it's Hulu and FX.
Oh, but aren't they owned by Disney?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, it sounds just as bad as that Big Mouth that's had 6 or 7 seasons now on Netflix. I watched some of it, and I thought to myself, holy cow, I don't remember feeling that way or listen or hearing anything like that or anything like that when I was, because it's supposedly the nasty side of adolescence and going through puberty and stuff like that.
Yeah. But, I kind of stopped watching Netflix, although I do still, shame on me, have a membership to it because my mother is bedbound. And the only thing that will run on the laptop when she's on a turn is frickin' Netflix. So,
Sweet Rosa said that show Little Demon was canceled. That's good. I guess there was enough backlash on it.
Oh, good. See, I didn't know that. Like I said, I just saw this the other day, and I thinking about it, I'm not sure exactly how long ago this dude put it out, but he put it out there, and I just went, holy crap. So one of the things I just wanted to say is that, as parents and grandparents and whatnot, we just really need to be aware of what is out there.
Yeah, we need to take back the responsibility that the government keeps telling us we don't have.
Yeah, Exactly. And sit down and play board games and stuff with your kids. We have a great time doing that with the grandkids. You know, and my son and daughter-in-law have been doing that with their kids.
That's great. So, oh, the word I was looking for was intellectually dishonest. Yes. So is that what Fogg did? He became intellectually dishonest? Zuckerberg.
Who?
Fogg?
Fogg. I don't know who Fogg is.
Okay, somebody in the chats that keeps coming back as different accounts. For some reason or another, it's almost like he's a glutton for punishment because these people have let him know he's not welcome, or that's whoever it is, and they keep going back, and he keeps coming back, and he keeps coming back, and he keeps. Why would you go somewhere that you're not wanted, and that you keep getting booted off of?
It's attention. It's attention, honey, and that's part of the problem. It's probably some little teenager sitting in the basement, or somebody that's, you know, maybe college or something, sitting in their parents' basement that's bored, that doesn't get any attention anyway else. And I feel sorry for that person. I really do. Get God, honey. Get God. That's all I can say. But I need to get back to my meatloaf. I was fortunate enough this week at Hy-Vee. They had 3-pound rolls of hamburger for $4.95 a roll. And don't you know, Miss Limited Access bought 12 pounds.
Of course.
Because that's like a little over $1 a pound. So I've been making burgers this week and freezing some stuff. And I made some meatballs the other day, so we had some meatballs, and I froze a bunch. Now I'm doing meatloaf with another 3 pounds of it. I'll cook one tomorrow and put one in the freezer. And I don't know what to do with the last 3 pounds of it. I'll figure something out.
I'm sure you will. Quesadillas sound good.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, I'm glad you got your seed, and I'm going to put my earphone back in and finish enjoying your show. It's been a great show.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling.
All right.
All right, stay safe up there. Good night. Oops, sorry. Okay. All right. Let's see, where was I now? Played that thing for you. This is what I say. Sometimes not real sure. Well, that was the life of Fogg. Evidently, they say he's addicted to. What is it? He's addicted to self-pleasure. Okay. I'm not sure how any of you guys know that, but okay. I'll take your word for it. All right. This is what tells me that these public school workers do not care about your children. Daycare worker terrifies bad toddlers with Halloween mask. These kids couldn't be any more than 2 or 3, maybe. Viral video shows 4 daycare employees in ghoulish masks scaring children. I only saw 1, but this is...
Are you being bad? What are you talking about,
Mississippi.
You better be good.
Why would you do this, lady? I gotta tell you, if I found out that she had done that to one of my children, I'd be in jail right now. But there's good news. There's good news. In fact, she did lose her job over this, and of course she made a whiny wah-wah video about it. I'm so sorry.
Or my life.
You did that,
most
folks.
of you will have no empathy.
Oh, I have plenty of empathy. I just have no sympathy.
I want to give someone like me a chance to redeem themselves or, you know, accept my apology.
I accept your apology. I'm just never going to let you be near my children again.
I did lose my job there.
Good.
And, at my own choice.
Bullshit.
I'll never step foot in a daycare again.
Good.
So, to get to the whole reason for all of this, I'm
an asshole.
I'm sorry, it's just so crazy.
I think they should sterilize her. She probably shouldn't have children either.
Dollar General. My coworker, she's very easy to scare, so I had this plan, which she already knew about, but, you know, long story short, I bought the mask to scare her eventually, and they were used
she just wanted to test it out on the kids first.
The teachers asked me if I would do it or if they could use it to get their class to listen or to clean up, you know, whatever it was at the time.
That's not the way to do it, lady, and I don't really give a shit what the rest of your story is. I know all I need to know about you watching you scream, literally scream at those children with that scary mask on while they were scared to death. In fact, most of them were so scared to death that they couldn't even move. They were like deers in the headlights. That's terrible. That's a horrifying experience for a child, especially at that age. They couldn't get away. She could have done anything to them. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Lord Slade says, that was not like peekaboo, ha-ha thing. This is scary mask. She was screaming at toddlers. Yes, indeed. This is what godlessness brings you. Yes, it does. She may have to work overtime. I like Rougarou. I like the way you think, Rougarou. And, of course, this is typical Bayou thinking. I love it. She may have to work overtime with me. She can help me feed the gators. The gator food is heavy sometimes. Yes, Prowler. The troll toll was way funnier than this clip. Definitely. Actually, I'm curious. They must have paid him a shitload of money for that. Did that come from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or something like that? Where did that come from? Because I've never seen Danny DeVito be that horrible. Of course, to be that horrible in some cases, you actually have to be pretty good. You ever heard a singer? You ever heard a good singer do bad work? It takes a lot. It does. Let's see. Discord prepares for Ark's salt. Can killer. Okay. She can help me load the boat. There you go. Bet she would benefit from the experience, Rougarou. Yeah, actually, if she wouldn't, the rest of a population would. Like I say, I think she should be questioned before she even has children. Who does this kind of? And this is what tells you she doesn't have children. She doesn't know how to treat them. But good. I'm glad she just said that she'd never step foot. I think we should hold her to that. If she ever shows up at another daycare or another school, nope. 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 Yeah, that's right. Limited Access says, notice how she stopped crying to explain her depraved behavior. Yeah, it was all, when I'm the victim, I lost my job. But I had a reason. I had a good, it's like, nah, get the fuck out of here. Here's another one. This is another one to show. Now, Eric Swalwell, Eric Fartwell, or Swallowswell, he's up for re-election too now. And he's another one. And this is something that originally I saw on Racist Tranny's show this morning, I believe it was. We talked about it. Or yesterday morning. And this is another appalling thing. But this is his newest campaign commercial. Watch this bullshit.
You're weird. He is weird. cute.
Oh, pull on them heartstrings.
Gross.
Oh, pull up them heartstrings.
Mary Anderson,
Yes.
I have a warrant for your arrest.
Arrest for what?
Penal Code 243 violation. Unlawful termination of a pregnancy.
You gotta be kidding me.
That is my personal business.
That's for the courts to decide, ma'am. Your medical records have been subpoenaed, and Dr. Landry's already in custody.
No, my God, you can't just.
You will have to submit to a physical examination.
What? By who?
No one's touching
Sir,
me.
get that. Ma'am, turn around.
Oh my God.
Put your hands behind your back. Now.
Why is this happening? Love you, honey bear.
We're just enforcing the law here.
Elections have consequences. Vote Democrat on November 8th. Stop Republicans from criminalizing abortion everywhere. Protect women's rights and freedom.
Please, don't do this. Please.
Don't do what? All right. So, like I say, I saw this originally on the Racist Tranny show earlier. I think it was yesterday. First of all, who is this for? This is not going to convince any Republicans, and probably not going to convince any of the moderate Democrats either. Not to mention the fact that this is not the thing that people are wanting, are looking at when they're going to vote for people. All right, this commercial is not going to attract the conservatives and the indies because they know that this isn't happening, and we'd never do this, even though we probably should. They're actually doing shit like this to those who don't agree with them or are politically opposed to them. These get worse and worse because that seems to be the only thing that side has right now is scare tactics. They've seen how well it works with the COOF. They've seen how well it works with other things. So everything's a scare tactic now. Again, whose side were BLM and Antifa on? All right, and what did they do to get their message across? And we're not threatened. Were we not threatened? Were we not threatened that they would not stop unless we voted in certain ways? Now, I don't know about anybody else, but had I been in some of these places where they were burning and looting and offing folks, I would have been real scared. I would have, but that was considered peaceful protesting. So yeah, damn Dems, yes, we ain't afraid of you. We don't give a shit what you call us. And you can threaten us as you like, but you will never scare me into your point of view as far as this goes. Besides, not to mention, it is kind of right to arrest this person. After all, abortion is murder. Maybe we should start taking rights away from those who would commit it. Lord knows they would do the same to us for way less. Like even saying that what I just said, perhaps. We'll see. Funny how they always have to make shit up to get folks to listen to them, while indies and people like us seem to live in reality. All right, real quick, wanted to show you some really cool news. I know a lot of you guys are into this. I saw this from Return to Now. World's first all-hemp airplane is 10 times stronger than steel, and it's also fueled by hemp. Wonder how long this guy's going to last. Canadian company is working on an ultra-lightweight all-hemp plane that runs on hemp fuel. The firm's called Hemp Earth. Has designed a plane made from and fueled by hemp oil. The body and the wings of the plane are made from composite hemp fibers that are 10 times stronger than steel, according to the company. Even the interior walls, seats, and pillows are made from hemp. And best of all, it's even designed to run on 100% hemp oil, which won't need much of since it's so lightweight. That's pretty cool. just goes to show you, you know, God provides us with everything that we need. And, you know, they always want to call it the devil's lettuce, but the devil didn't create that. It not only has medicinal purposes, but it seems like we can build houses with it. We can make plastics with it. We can, and it's actually eco-friendly. I don't understand why all of these activists aren't into trying to make this more viable. Because it seems like it is. It also seems like it might be our answer, one of our natural answers to A, vegan food, and B, petroleum type products, maybe, perhaps. Keswick claims his company turned down an invitation to collaborate with DuPont on the material because he refuses to work with fascist companies that are associated with military, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and/or the military-industrial complex. Good on him. Good on him. That was another reason why I pulled up this article, to let y'all know about it. Well, Sweet Rosa, it depends on... She says, that's a bit extreme, don't you think? I mean, I'm pro-life, but dang. Are you pro-life or not? Personally, I think and I know that it's snuffing out a life. And it goes against our Constitution, because that's one of the first rights that we are afforded. The right to life. You take that away, there is nothing else. Hemp oil works great in diesel engines. Yes, actually, I believe that was originally one of the things that they did with diesel. And of course, because the petroleum company wanted to take over, I guess it's the Rockefellers or whoever it is and everything like that, there was no room for competition. Not to mention the fact that usually when people like that know that they're going to get beat out because it seems more efficient, it's way more eco-friendly, lot less waste products that come from us. You don't have to dig into the ground. You don't have to ruin the ecology or anything of any places to actually have this stuff. Supposedly, it was something that we were supposed to be supposed to grow. It was on farms for the longest time until the paper companies and the other companies decided that it was too much competition. Then they made it illegal. But like I say, it's got every kind of use you could possibly need for it, including recreation, if you will. But that's not the main thing on it. Excuse me. All right. Thank you, Sweet Rosa. I do agree, and like I say, it is not something. Well, as I say, you're depriving people of their life. You know, once there's another body in your body, it's not your body anymore. And, you know, 9 months, give it to somebody who actually wants it. People, in fact, people will treat you like a freaking queen and put you up and spend money on you and take good care of you. You could get up to, I've seen people paid up to almost $1 million to be a surrogate. Why would you not want to do that? To make some, and you know, and then you have a child that's going to be out there. You never know. Also, too, is this person going to be the next Einstein? Are you killing the next Einstein? Are you killing the next Tesla? Are you killing the next person that might actually feed the world? Something like that? I mean, everybody deserves a chance at life. Everybody. Dang, 9:04 already. Time sure does fly when you're having a good time. I think I'm out of stuff. Yeah, I got a few more things I could cover and fancy, funny stuff and everything like that. But that's okay. I'm sure you guys want to go over and see the Drunken Rocky show, The White Pill. They show a bunch of really cool videos and stuff like that too. In fact, there's some amazing sports videos, fails, things like that. And of course, they drink and talk and have a good time over there. So make sure you head over to the Drunken Rocky show on Odysee at the Drunken Rocky 1. That's all one word. Thank you, Rougarou. I really like that. That's cool. And purple is one of my favorite colors. All right. I hope you guys all enjoyed this as much as I did enjoy sharing it with you. I know I got a little uptight, but like I say, these people, I'm so sick of listening to these people lie to us. it is time for us. And like I say, we got the freedom of speech to call that shit out. We do. Don't waste it. Don't give it up. Don't give it up. And by being silent, that's one of the things that they try to make you how they make you try to give it up and say, oh, that's violence against people if you call them out on their shit. No, it isn't. In fact, a lot of times if you remind somebody that they're doing something messed up and you can avoid that, you're actually avoiding violence because somebody else isn't going to be that cool with them. You know, you can get in the face, you can get in the wrong person's face and you're going to get knocked out. And there's not going to be a damn thing you can do about it. So be cool. Be cool. Don't be doing this stuff. Adios, my friends. AMF stands for Adios, my friends. Or Adios, motherfuckers. Anyway, don't forget, like I say, go check out the Drunken Rocky. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. Thank you for the comments and the calls. Don't forget to send me your clips and commercials for mine and your shows. God bless you all, and God bless America. And until next time, peace, love, health, and music to you all. AMF.